Hello everyone and welcome to Project Ozone 3 Mythic mode. Today we've got plenty to be getting on with, including getting into Embers so we can enter the Twilight Forest. How exciting! I have just upgraded our furnace to Endus, which is the furthest we can get without a nether star. Here we go, and if we get the quest rewards for this, we will get upgrade kits for a whole nother one, so we can have 2 Endust furnaces, which are probably a fair bit faster. I need that because I need to cook up some smoky quartz. Oh, that's quite fast. So I'm doing that because we want to get into actually additions now for a little bit. And that's mainly to continue my Civ plan, to be honest. So yeah, mob farm's going well. There are some gaps where things got put in and locked, and then I unlocked them and then they don't forget the thing, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not like a big deal or anything. This first thing we want to make is an iron casing, and with a bit of red alloy and some platinum, which I haven't actually got out the furnace, there we go, we can make ourselves an atomic reconstructor. And because we have no power yet, I'm just going to make a little coal generator to start with. And to get the quest, we want to empower a piece of coal, a piece of lapis, a piece of iron, a piece of redstone, a diamond, and an emerald. Woohoo! With some redstonia crystals and some black quartz, I'm going to make some basic coils. Well, we're almost completely full on solidified experience, so I'm going to make the executive decision, actually quite quickly run, to use 4 of my emeralds up on one of our barrel upgrades. Yep, we've got plenty, and this one will give us an infinity upgrade, which means that we can have infinite of the stuff that we're going to get loads of. If we had a nether star, we could make 64 from one, which would be great, but we don't have a nether star and we don't have one spare. Quickly! Oh, just in time, just before that filled up. Woof! So now we have infinite solidified experience, or whatever that infinity number is, which is basically infinity, but not quite. Now we have some more iron. It's time to make ourselves a crushing table, and there's something I like to do with these where I make a little there it is, a drying rack, and then when we place this down, let's put it, oh, I don't know, here, I put that there, and then when I make the hammer for it, which is from Magneticraft, iron hammer, it's 4 iron, we can just connect it to that, and then it will always have a place, like so. Ping! Lovely. And this makes a fun noise, but we are making some aluminium plates, so I can make some aluminium wire, like so. And we can turn the plates into wires with just a pair of shears. While I'm waiting on some stuff cooking, we need to turn this into diamond panels, which is kind of annoying, and this should turn into a diamond draw plate. At least we can get some of the diamonds back anyway. And I need that to turn 14 gold into 14 gold coils. I'm also going to make 16 redstone wire coils, and with some electrum nuggets, I'm able to make 7 advanced coils. Now, I've made some quartz blocks, 15 are chiseled, and they get reconstructed into aesthetic green blocks, and 15 normal, which get reconstructed into just aesthetic quartz. We use these like so, and with 5 of the advanced coils to do it the other way around and get 5 display stands. We are going to turn one of our advanced coils into a single battery and then do it again to turn it into a double battery. And with that, we are able to make ourselves an empowerer. Lovely. I am back in the nether because for the next bit we are going to need some redstone ore, but the actual ore, not just normal redstone. So to do that easily anyway is find redstone ore in the nether, which I should have probably picked some up when I was mining in here earlier, because now I won't be able to find. I think there's some around here maybe. I'm sure I saw some, thinking I will need that in the future and then not picking it up. But basically, once you cook nether redstone ore, it turns into, oh, can we get over here in time, into normal redstone ore, and with that, if we mine it, we can get something special. Ah, there we go. I got 1, that sucks. Right, found some more. I think the pigman's angry. 3. I'm sure it didn't used to blow up with such ferocity, but yes. Hello, pigman, I'm sorry for blowing up your redstone, but I would quite like it rather than it blowing up. Oh well, maybe that'll do. There's some here as well. This is the one I was thinking of, and I ran past like 5 times and I couldn't find it. Be gone, pigmen. And now I can place it down, and while I mine it, we should... Aha, there we go. Get that little thing in the hotbar this rhodochrosite. That is what we want, and the only way to get it is by doing this at the moment. You can get it in an easier way later on, but for now, I don't know why it's so rare, because the lapis version, I can't remember what it is, fluorite or whatever, that's definitely not as rare. But there we go, we've got our rhodochrosite. Similar to the red alloy ingot, we can use electrotine from sifting sand to make electrotine ion compound and cook that for electrotine. And now there is also charged Certus quartz literally everywhere because it flies out of the sieve. Always has, probably always will. And with that, the rhodochrosite, grout and a steel ingot, we can put them in the empowerer and slowly but surely, with our crystal flux made from our coal, are able to empower a diamantine block, which now I cannot convert back into itself because I need to make this thing. To make our factorizer, that is what it's called, we are going to need some gears, and the best way to do that is just to, oops, it's disappeared, just to make them in the smeltery. So we are going to want 2 iron gears and a copper gear, so I've put 4 copper ingots in here. This is getting full, we should probably do something about that. Much better. I need to make a device frame like so, and a redstone server, and what else am I missing? 2 lead and a crafting table. And there we go, 1 factorizer, and this, this can really go anywhere to be quite honest here. And we want to split mode, and there we go, want some empowered diamantine crystals, and we want to use them to make ourselves a lens of disenchanting. I'm going to need some more sand. There's our lens, and this is when we realise I have absolutely no diamonds left, so time to do a little bit more sieving. There we go, now we can make our lens of disenchanting, which just goes on the atomic reconstructor and does what it says on the tin, basically, and it disenchants things. So what are we enchanting? Well, we want to enchant meshes. We want fortune and efficiency, which will make them just much better. We are going to need some more diamonds. I want to enchant a diamond mesh, and we don't have enough diamonds for that. And this should hopefully make getting diamonds a lot easier. I'm also going to need some stuff from Bibliocraft, including we need a printing press, some glasses, reading glasses, and something else I've completely forgotten the name of. Editor, typesetting table, and the chassis. And we just managed to get enough to make ourselves a diamond mesh. Now I can't quite remember how the thing works. I think it's just books we need for the disenchantment thing and a bit of lapis. We've already got 30 levels because I'm not sure really, fighting things. So there we go. Civ Luck of the Sea, the only thing we don't want. But we've got Civ Efficiency 4, which is actually very good. So let me see if I can figure this out again. So we don't want the pressure plate. That doesn't work because we want 2 things on the floor at once. So I'll pick that up and make me a button. Let's do it this side. And I think if I chuck down this and a book and put the lens on it, like so, there we go. Oh, I'm not doing very well at this, am I? There we go. And we get an enchanted book, Civ Efficiency. So I'll do it again. I think we can get Civ Efficiency 5. Obviously we'd be combining it in an anvil. Oh yes, this takes a lot more power than the normal ones. We might have to wait a minute. So let's have a look. Civ Efficiency 5 and Civ Fortune 3 is what we're going to be aiming for. So while this heats up again, I will probably need to do better than that. Whatever, I'll get to level 30 again. I was looking at the item repairer so I could repair the chassis things that we are going to be using, but alas, that requires a block of terra steel. We don't have a block of terra steel. I think this is going to take a lot of power. Let's just be patient. Let's just be patient with the poor little coal generator. Heat gen from mechanism. I can try. Yeah, that works. RF. 100 million? Is that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, apart from I've now blocked up the thing that actually makes it function, I'll just stuff it here for now. Sure, that's fine, really. Yeah. Well, it's a little faster anyway, I think. Finally, there we go. And now we can enchant it again. Civ Fortune 3 and Civ Efficiency 4. There we go. Now we've got all the books that we need. I still need the power and the thing, so that's going to take a little bit of time. But while we wait for that, let's make the other Bibliocraft things that we are going to need. If you're wondering what sieve luck of the sea does, it means when you sieve, sometimes you get fish. I don't want fish. What am I playing at? Trying to make blocks in the smeltery still. We don't need to do that. We have a factorizer now. All I need to do is this. And oh look, blocks appear. That's so much easier. Luckily, I had some molten cores and I can make myself a printing press. So now we've pretty much, apart from the actual books, got everything that we need. I'm putting it over here because that is where our XP is. I am going to put in a few ink sacs into the back of this, like so. That allows us to do printing. I really don't think we'll have enough to do all of them. I think we can combine Civ Efficiency and Fortune onto a singular book, which obviously would be ideal. Hurry up thing, you are taking way too long and you're being slow and annoying. Right, I managed to get the Civ Efficiency off it. That took ages. So let's just combine them together to get ourselves some Civ Efficiency 5. And I will continue to wait and listen to the Nether portal while this fills back up to more than 250. Why are you so slow? I don't know if I did this too early, but we're a bit stuck for power options apart from what I've already done. I know I could just make some more heat gens, but they're kind of sucky and I don't want to just spam a bunch of bad things. And we only need to get one more thing off and then we're fine. It just takes ages. Hurry up. I've also made myself a nice golden whatever it is. Oh, golden chest to store my enchanted books in. Oh good, we got another squid beak. There's 8 more ink sacs to make some more books with. Woohoo! And finally I got the Civ Fortune off, so now we can continue our mission. So what we want to do is combine the Civ Fortune and the Civ Efficiency. Is that the cheap? Okay, that's the cheapest way around. There we go. So we've got that on a book. We put it here. We put it in a printing press. Excuse the mob noises. I will turn them down while we do this. We put that here. We can't remember how to do this. Oh, requires 60 levels. I didn't see that. So we come to our solidified experience and we get to 60 levels. Lovely. And we right click. There we go. And we get ourselves an enchanted plate, which will go in here. In here, using an ink sac, it churns away. And as it does, eventually it will make us a new book, which is everything that we want. And then we just sort of rinse and repeat that. This only lasts 3 goes, so every 3 goes. Technically we get 2 extra books per chassis. Is it a chassis? Chase, because one of them will always have to be returned to make the next chase, or chase, not chassis. So yeah, we'll just continue like this until we have a bunch. So I'm gonna, once we have one, I will be taking it and I will be making some sieves with it on. Is that okay? There we go. And once we have a few sieves, so we've got one here right now. How much does it cost to enchant? 14 levels. That's not too bad. Oh, we've already got 14. That was easy. So yeah, and then I will try and get some more diamonds to get some more meshes to be able to do more. So there we go. We've got one enchanted already. We just need another 63. We won't be able to do that. Oh, we've got some more ink. Perfect. We might not be able to do that. I don't think we have enough ink sacs, but who knows? And the reason I made the reading glasses is because that tells you how many levels you need to actually be able to copy the enchantment. And this is quite expensive. We haven't quite got enough solidified XP, very likely, but we've got all of this in here, so that probably will help as well. And I mean, the mob farm is literally always on. It's just quiet right now because I turned the sound off. And just to demonstrate the efficiency, it goes through a lot faster and we are getting a lot more from it. So hopefully we'll be able to get some more diamonds doing it this way. It will be a bit slower for now, but once we have everything, this will be way faster. So already the diamond mesh gives us a higher chance of getting diamonds, but having it, I'm just checking it, double checking, it actually was enchanted. So you get a 1.8% chance instead of a 0.9%, I think. Or is it 1.6 instead of 0.8? Either way, it's doubled from the iron mesh. And plus Civ Fortune 3, this should make it easy. And mind you, I'm not getting a single diamond yet. Give me. So maybe it's not actually as good as I think. But yeah, there we go. Are we getting anything? Yes, it's just because it's one at a time, it's slow. Finally, we've got 3 diamonds, which is still not quite enough to make a whole nother mesh, which would double our time. We have 4 diamonds. We need 6, and it took a long time to even get those 4. But trust me, once we have them on all of the servers, I think it will definitely be a lot easier to get diamonds. It is just because I'm doing it one at a time, it feels impossibly slow. Oh, there we go, 6, perfect. I'm not going to do any more until I have another sieve, please. These are filling up so rapidly because of all the rubbish. I should probably put them in barrels, but I won't do that quite yet. Can I? No. I've been turning the flint into blocks as well because there's so much. This is when a compression upgrade would be good. And I have to keep the hardened rock stuff because it turns into... I really need that much flint. A singularity later on, and I feel bad getting rid of it too early. So now we have some gravel to keep us going, and we can turn one of these into another diamond 7. We should have another book already, actually, so that's good. And now we have 2 meshes, and it is now doubly as fast because I can do 2 at once instead of 1. And 6 more diamonds. Some reason we're spawning wither skeletons in our farm. Oh, we got tons of drops of evil. Oh no, we're nearly out of gunpowder room as well. Goodness me. Now, we're definitely not going to be able to get all of these done at once because we are running out a bit on EXP. Even though we've got quite a lot, it's just not coming quite fast enough because there's 60 per, which is quite a lot. But that's fine, doesn't really matter. Back in the day, you used to be able to enchant one or like a stack of meshes with a singular book. These days, you can't do that. But back when you could, that was pretty amazing stuff. Oh, there's so much stuff. I need to start putting this in barrels. I think I'll do that pretty much now, considering everything else is mostly waiting for other things, and I can't really sieve with all of this rubbish hanging about. A bit of time has passed, and I have managed to upgrade 47 sieves. And our main holdback now is experience, so I think really this will do us for the time being. I'm also out of diamonds. I'm going to quickly try, we don't really have enough cobble, to see if I can get, that's the remaining sieves I need to do at some point, just to see if I can get that upgraded. It's very slow. It's sort of the main bottleneck for a lot of what I'm doing, is that I don't have enough cobblestone, including literally right now. So let's just see how fast that we can do this now. We've actually so fast and so much that it takes about 3 trips to actually get it all in the barrels. But if we do this, there we go. Not too bad at all. So yeah, it's pretty fast now to get through everything. That's 12 diamonds. Obviously, we need quite a few more than that to actually get what I want. Oh, and I put everything in, I forgot I hadn't mentioned this. Everything's now in a barrel. They've all been upgraded to infinity barrels because I had so many emeralds. I thought, why not? So yeah, they shouldn't fill up too much because already we have too much flint. And it was getting that way with other things as well. So I thought I'd future-proof it by doing that. Well, almost all of them, not quite all of them. I didn't have that many. I could have had a few more because we just get so many resources now. And I will automate this at some point fairly soon, but for now, I mean, this is all right. We get plenty of resources, so yeah, that should do for now. Now that we've got a bit of a handle on some things at the base, let's do some adventuring. So I want to go to the hunting dimension. I think you have to make it like a bad nether portal. Can't really remember, but I was waiting for some chickens to die. We also need to light it with a sword. I can't remember if it needs to be a vanilla sword or not, but we do have a vanilla sword. We don't really have anything over here, so let's maybe just plop it over here because why not? So yeah, you just build it like a normal nether portal. Oh, I made too many, that's fine. Bidding. Okay, you could use any sword, that's nice. Yeah, we don't need that. So this, well, I'm gonna get some torches and some blocks. But basically that dimension is just full of hostile mobs. And for some reason, the mob farm doesn't spawn ancient golems from Embers, which is a little annoying, but I know this dimension does. So I'm going to pop in there with a few torches, light some stuff up, and hopefully find some to kill, and hopefully not get killed and completely overwhelmed or anything. I mean, we've got the best sword ever, pretty much. Where is my shuriken? I was going to make some reinforcement upgrades for that, actually, so maybe I'll do that first before we go. Also, fun thing, I've got liquid purple slime stuck in the smeltery. It doesn't come out, I don't think at all. No, you're just going to have to alloy it into some... Oh, lavium and night slime, so we'll see. I'm trying to get some aluminium brass. We have no room in here. It's full of iron. Hurry up. And to make a reinforcement, it is just some obsidian around a blank cast. And if I chuck this in, I think, yeah, we can have 3. If you put 5 on, it becomes unbreakable, but we need to level it up a little bit first before we can do that. Oh no, we don't quite have enough aluminium brass in there. Go away, iron. Stop melting, causing terrible issues. Oh dear. Let me just fix that by casting a little iron block, and we should be alright. Curse the smeltery for being a bit too small. Right, time for the hunting dimension then. Let's see how this goes. Okay, portal made, already being shot. There are villagers in here, or like villages, and we can steal waystones from them, which is probably something we want to do. Let's check this out. Oh, it one-shots things. That's cool. Hello, baby. Oh dear. Well, right now, we are strong, but there's also baby skeletons, which are a bit snipery. Oh dear. Never mind, we are dead. Right, great success. Let me just place some torches, and I'll see if I can see some ancient golems. They're the things that I really want, so let's go and try and get some of them. Oh good, they get one shot. There we go. We're probably going to have to kill a couple of them to get enough to actually start Embers properly. It's a bit annoying because I would like the... Normally the bricks, they do show up in the mob farm. I don't know if it's because of the biome. Maybe we'll have to build another mob farm anyway. We are going to move the base to a not icy place. Oh good, we've already feel comfortable handling the thing. That's good. Nearly unbreakable. Extra cool shuriken then. I don't think we have much quivium left to repair it. Hello zombies. I'm going to go to that village. I want a waystone. Obviously we need 2 for it to actually be of any use, but ooh, I'm not opening the chance cubes. Well, I've made it to the village. There's no paths, but it's not really much of interest either. That's fine. I just wanted to have a quick look around, see if there was anything interesting. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's actually a distance one. They have fake things. There's the waystone. What I really wanted. It's just I need obviously more than one. But it's good for means we don't have to have the nether portal. Is there a oh, I can't see. It's too dark. I wanted to see if that was one of the forges here so we could loot it, but can't really tell. It's also a long way down. That's going to be fun. And before I leave, I'm going to see if I can level this shuriken up one more time or not. Probably not, but it's also nice to get a few more ancient bricks and cores before we start doing embers. Right, that took literally 5 seconds after I said it. It leveled up, so that's pretty good. Now we can just head home and we'll have infinite durability, 150 damage shuriken, which is, you know, kind of crazy when you think about it. Die, baby skeleton. Oh yes, drop of evil. Ta-da! Unbreakable shuriken. Very nice. To start embers, first we need to make ourselves an ancient codex, which is basically the quest, well, the guidebook for the mod. Now we also want to do as many quests as possible to get as much RAK as possible so we can have light so I can build a base. So we are going to make ourselves an ember dial, which shows as much ember and fluid that we need, and we also want a atmospheric gauge, which I actually don't really know what that does. Ember deposit locator, I see. And our wrench for this mod is the Tinker's Hammer, which allows us to configure pipes and everything like that. With some sand and some clay, we are going to make ourselves some Caminite blend. I'm just going to make as much as possible, to be honest. It is fairly useful for things like Eyes of Ender, etc. So it's always good to have more than you think you'll need. I'm going to make myself some fluid pipes and some item pipes. And with some plates, I'm going to make a fluid extractor and an item extractor, and if I can, an item dropper as well. I also need to make a few stamps and cook these up for the quest. So a bar stamp, a flat stamp, and a plate stamp. And we can use this in the stamper like we did in Reclamation, I think it was, to create things like plates and bars out of molten liquids. Next, we need to actually farm some embers. So I'm going to make myself a mechanical core and use that to make ourselves an ember, which is what we used in Reclamation as well. Obviously, we did embers in that. I can't remember. Do I need a lever? I can't remember. I can't quite remember how it works in this version either, but you put coal in and you get stuff out. Embers out, not just stuff. Embers. Okay, I've made myself a little safe-ish area in the mining dimension, and that is because we can very easily get down to bedrock here. I should have bought a shovel. This is incredibly slow, but if I dig down, there we go. It's like an old super flat world where they only reach down to like 3 levels. Okay, this thing is quite loud, so I'll stand over here. It basically uses stuff like coal to mine embers, and to be quite honest, I have absolutely no idea how to get them out again. Yay, we got one. So I think I'm just gonna leave this in here, chunk loaded, like so. I think that's okay. It had to be over a chunk. Is it chunk loaded over both chunks? Probably. Okay, that's fine. I think it is anyway. Yeah, okay. We'll just leave that in there to do its thing. We want to use these embers as a power source. So first we don't need to make a furnace, but we also need an ember activator, which I think when we put embers in, we'll cook them into ember, the sort of power source instead. And we'll be able to use that to power the ember machines. I also need to make a pressure refinery. I don't know what that does. I don't really remember it being particularly useful, but I want the rack. To be able to transmit our embers, we will need an ember receptor and an ember emitter. And if we don't fancy using all our ember at once, we can store it in a copper cell. Now, I'm not sure how useful this is going to be, but with some caminite bricks, we can make ourselves a melter. And this is to melt fluids, but we can do it all in the smeltery. I don't remember there being a specific recipe that only uses the melter in this, but we'll see. And with this, we also want to make a stamper and a stamp base, which I really don't think we'll use. A reservoir, which I have no idea what it actually does, to be quite honest, but really, and a mixer centrifuge. So yeah, some other things to be getting on with. And it was at this point in the experiment where I realised I didn't actually have enough electrotine to continue, so now I need to go and sieve a little bit of sand. And actually, just the first 9 stacks was way more than enough to get us enough electrotine for this bit. So the fortune sieves are working stupendously well, if I do say so myself. My sorting, however, not so much. So I can now make myself a mixer centrifuge, a caminite ring, a reservoir, a stamp base, and a stamper. Now, if you remember me playing Reclamation, you know that making dawnstone was a pain. However, in this pack, all we need to do is chuck gold and copper into a smeltery, and we get dawnstone, which is much, much easier. As long as we have enough room in the smeltery, which you don't really, but it'll be fine. I seem to have accidentally made quite a ton of invar, to be quite honest. 41 blocks of invar. That is quite a lot. I'm going to make a bunch of dawnstone as well, because I'm pretty sure we use it for other things. And, you know, go big or go home. Even, I need to make this bigger, to be quite honest. It's not big enough. We are making way too many things for it to be happy. It's quite funny because really there's not a lot of this you actually need, I would say, for this pack, at least at this point. We just need the ember emitter, the ember activator, and then the ash and the alchemy, and that's it. All this other stuff's kind of pointless. And there we go. Whoops, that is our dawnstone. Let me try and get it so it doesn't take out any of the copper. There we are. This, oh, it takes a little while to, oh, we're going to need the smeltery again, I just realised. Right, I'll change it back to, I don't know, iron for now, because that comes out a bit faster. But there's our dawnstone, which should be the quest. Yes, I love this song. And here's where things get a tiny bit annoying. We need to pour liquid onto ember shards, which is all well and good, apart from the fact that there's not really any space in the smeltery at the moment. But we need an iron one. Do we not need a gold one? No, probably not. But we do need a dawnstone one. We'll also need copper, silver, and lead. While we wait for the smeltery to sort itself out, let's make a cinder plinth. And I can't quite remember how this works. Does it need fuel? Probably, unless it needs ember to work, which is also possibly the case. Yes, probably needs ember to work. So basically, let me set this up. Okay, I don't know if that's worked or not. Basically, oh, we need to hopper it in. There is a spare hopper in here. I won't move this. This is temporary. Ember go in. Fire turn on. Or I guess it's the ember. I put this here and there we go. This burns cobblestone into ash. Oh, apparently the ash is just going to fly over the place. We might need a fair bit of ash. I haven't put much ember in there because I didn't have very much to spare. I'll go back to the hunting dimension soon. Basically, we need this for the alchemy, which is coming next. Well, I've accidentally made 2 iron, but that should be all the expecti, and it's snowing, which means immediate sleep before it covers everything in snow again. Right, to get started in alchemy, we need to make ourselves a beam cannon, an exchange tablet, and finally an alchemy pedestal. And you can have up to 5 in a recipe. For the recipe that we're actually concerned about, we just need the 1. And technically, that's the whole Embers chapter done. So we got 105 rack for that, which is lovely. We're getting closer and closer to flight. Firstly, I'd just like to point out one of the best things about having a mob farm is you can take all of this rotten flesh, or actually not that much of it because my inventory is full, and if we swiftly, and by swiftly I mean quite slowly, run over here, you can chuck it in here and it'll turn into dirt. It's basically free dirt, which is lovely. However, we have more sort of pressing matters, and that is we need a market because we need to buy some seeds. And this seems like the easiest way. Let's put it here. I'm sure that's all right. So yeah, we want some soybean seeds. Oh, what was that? I don't know. Anyway, so we want soy seeds. It's 2 RAK because I need to make a cake so that I can go to, well, make a nether cake because apparently I don't get the quest for going to the nether unless I have a cake. So I'm going to take 2 of our very hard-earned rack, chuck it in, well, look for soybeans first. Soy, please, and there we go. Now we have soybeans. With our astounding amount of bone meal, we should be able to get some soybeans fairly easily. Just like so. Okay, this is actually a little bit of a rabbit hole, but we need to make a crusher, and let's just hook it up to this power. I know we don't really have very much in here, and if I just take out some of our lunar ingots, which I've just cooked up, and chuck it in here, it will slowly but surely crush into lunar reactive dust. Now, I like to do this the tough way, so we are going to make ourselves an unstable ingot in a normal crafting table and turn that quickly into 9 moonstone. With one of these moonstones, we are going to make, we want ineffable glass. Okay, that's not correct. Firstly, we need to make thickened glass. So we make sandy glass by mixing sand and glass together. So the glass is then sandy, and then we cook that up. We then take our thickened glass and combine it with a singular moonstone to get ineffable glass. Next up, I need to make myself a copper coil machine block. Then I'm going to need 2 iron mechanical components. And with some aluminium plates, we can turn that into a light engineering block. And now if I take 4 bronze gears, we can turn that into a thermal expansion machine frame. And now, after we've made this compass, we can make ourselves a central fugal separator, which I can plug in. We are going to want to chuck in our soybeans, and slowly but surely these will turn into silken tofu. Yes, and grain bait, which I don't really think we need. So we're going to need at least 3. We only really need 3. There we go. And then if you put the silken back in, I kind of went overboard on the soybeans. We will get firm tofu and soy milk. Here's way up, damage down. I've just made a chopping board, which means we can make ourselves our raw tofu. Okay, it's actually probably a tofu egg, isn't it? Because it's a tofu egg, but it's spelled tofu. And finally, we can make ourselves a vegan cake. And if I just sneak over here and grab some obsidian, like so, this will also give us a new waypoint, just saying. I could chuck in our thing, whatever, a cake, and another cake is made, another cake is formed, the quest is done. And also I think we can, oh, we've already got that one. I don't need to click anything else. So yeah, now we have another cake, which is just means we unlock the quest for, in Lambda, the Twilight Forest. Also the Deep Dark, the Lost Cities, the Ghast Queen. I don't think I've ever done the Ghast Queen and the Simple Void Dimension. But what we want to do is we want to go to the Twilight Forest. So this is why we made the Ember stuff. We need to make ourselves a Glimmer Crystal. Oh, also I don't think I actually mentioned I changed the pearls to quartz instead of the shulker. I thought the shulker was actually quite ugly, to be honest. So we've changed it. Right, so here's how this works. It's different than it is in Reclamation. So on two sides we want gunpowder. On the other 2 sides, we have to click the actual side. We want ember shards. And on the top, I want a nether quartz. And we're going to have to do this twice, very likely. So let's look in the recipe. This is the Dawnstone Aspectus, which I will put, or already have put, on our alchemy pedestal. And this number indicates how much ash we are going to need. So for this recipe, we will need anywhere from 64 ash to 80 ash. So to do this, the best way is to choose the lowest number, which is 64. Put 64 on the pedestal, like so, and then once this has got enough ember, switch it on and it does the alchemy just like it does in the newer versions. Apart from we'll only have to do this maximum probably of twice because it's not annoying like it is in the new version. But after a while, this will... Is this still on? This will finish. Hurry up. Okay, that took ages. So now we have a alchemical waste, which tells me our Dawnstone inaccuracy is 6, which basically means that the lowest number, which is what we put in, the inaccuracy means we need to add 6 more. If we'd chosen a random number, let's say 70, and it said inaccuracy 6, it could either be 64 or 76. So that's where you choose either the lowest or the highest, but obviously the lowest is more economical to do instead. Blue. Do I need another pedestal just to put 6 more on? Quite possibly. I'll go get that. Right, 2 pedestals. This should work. And there we go. 1 glimmer crystal. I can turn that off now. So now we can head to the Twilight Forest. And honestly, I mean, I know I don't have any armor on or anything. I don't feel too, like, fearful because I can basically one-shot everything. So maybe we will... I mean, it is nicer with a jetpack, but I don't know if I can be bothered to make a jetpack. We might actually just do the Twilight Forest intended. We'll see. Right. I can't remember if the corners count or not, so let's give this a go. Whoa, corners don't count. Okay, I thought it hadn't worked. Oh, I've lost one of the flowers already. Okay, well that was terribly unsuccessful. Whatever. Twilight Forest portal. It's here. Let me go in. I've got my waystone, so we can basically teleport back whenever we want from wherever we are. And yeah, and technically we don't really need to do the progression, especially right now. We can do it later. But I get lots of RAK for this, which means I'll be able to fly sooner and be able to build a base. So in we go. However, I'm going to be mean and we're going to leave the Twilight Forest until the next episode. So thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you all in the next one.